Let me tell you a story that takes place in a little town called Detroit, Pearl of the Orient. See, our heroes grew up, two best friends, smoked a lot of weed, never left the house. Smoked a lot of weed, always glued to the couch, watching their TV. One fine day, they were really fucking hungry when a man spoke to them. He was 5'5" and wearing glasses. He was bald and looked like he smelled like a meth head's basement. But he came on the screen and he spoke to them softly like a siren song. Straight out of the Great Lakes, he said to them, "Come on down to Slinky, Jenkin's Canadian style family buffet. Come on down to Slinky, Jenkin, stuff your face. Come on down to Slinky Jenkin's Canadian family style buffet. Come on down to Slinky Jenkin, stuff your fucking face. Stuff your fucking face. Stuff your fucking face. At Slinky Jenkin's Canadian style family buffet." So our boys decided they were gonna get high and go for a little road trip that day. What they failed to realize that was neither one of them knew how to drive. They were feeling mighty hungry that day. A side effect of the marijuana they were smoking was they had a little thing called the munchies, and it was taking over their entire psyche. So they rolled a joint and a blunt and stole their dad's car. See, their dad wasn't home. He was out with a floozy he met at the bar the night before. So they started driving. Yeah, they started driving. The radio was on. A Merle Haggard song. Going 17 miles over the speed limit when they got pulled over. They saw a flash of blue lights, it gave them a fright, but they pulled on the shoulder real nice and slow. When the man rolled up to them, and he knocked on the window. And they rolled the window down. And the man looked at them and said, "Do you have any idea how fast you were going? License and registration, please." But then, in one of our heroes' hands, this old, bald, white man, working for the Detroit City Police, spotted the equivalent of Satan, the destroyer of worlds, a marijuana cigarette. And he said to them, "Is that a marijuana cigarette?" So the boys started driving. They took off in a police chase. It was led with such grace and haste. They crossed the state line to the land of Wisconsin, land of deer, beer, and cheese. See, our heroes, never really knowing the real world and always living in their little Detroit subdivision filled with police brutality and gang violence, never really knew how law enforcement worked and did not know they had statewide reach and national reach. So they had the U.S. Marshals, Wisconsin State Police, and the FBI on them just for driving, getting high. And all the boys really wanted that day was to get something in their fucking stomachs. Well, I don't think it's gonna happen. Come on down to Slinky Jenkin's Canadian family style buffet. Come on down to Slinky Jenkin's, stuff your face. Come on down to Slinky Jenkin's Canadian family style buffet. Come on down to Slinky Jenkin's, stuff your fucking face. Stuff your fucking face. But the boys needed gas. The tank was getting empty. So they pulled into a gas station in the middle of nowhere. They thought they were safe, but no. They looked in the sky and there they saw a police helicopter with a spotlight on them. So they went over to the next pump and they saw a young woman pumping gas in her 1976 Ford Pinto, and they took her and put them in their trunk. Now they had a hostage. It was a crisis situation. So the FBI and the SWAT team and the U.S. Marshals and the state police and the county cops and the city cops were all authorized to use deadly force, but do not hit the trunk because they have a hostage. They were setting up roadblocks, setting up blockades. They finally got them stopped and cornered, but they had a gun. Because here their dad, yes, the dad, the one with the floozy, well, he was something of a pimp on the side. And he always kept firearms in the back seat for personal protection. So, over the megaphone, Sergeant Slaughter asked them, said, "Boys, what are your demands? Release the hostage, we'll give you what you want." Well, the boys thought long and hard, while smoking the roach of their marijuana cigarette that got them pulled over in the first place all the way back in Michigan. They yelled back across the blockade, "We just want some Slinky Jenkin's Canadian family style buffet. Slinky Jenkin's Canadian style family buffet." But the cops said no. And they said why? Because we have Slinky Jenkins right here. And he does not appreciate the fact that you decided to go on a statewide police chase and take a hostage all in the name of his family food. The boys, devastated, turned to the hostage. They let her go and they looked at each other. And once the boys realized they could not have any Slinky Jenkins Canadian family style buffet, turned the firearm on themselves. 1 shot, 2 shot. The boys fall to the ground, a martyr for their own marijuana-induced hunger. And that, kids, is why you don't do drugs. Come on down to Slinky Jenkins Canadian family style buffet. Come on down to Slinky Jenkins, stuff your fucking face. Come on down to Slinky Jenkins Canadian family style buffet. Come on down to Slinky Jenkins, stuff your fucking face. Stuff your fucking face. Stuff your fucking face.